now in today's day and age with social media, right? You were saying earlier how back in the day, only until you was 31, you couldn't reach out to people that are higher than you in terms of finance. In today's day and age, I can reach out to many, even yourself, if I need any help. So there's that there, and that's because of social media. Everyone's connected. They say we weren't even supposed to see this many people in life, but with social media, right, you can see everyone and anything, and it's just there from you're one DM away, you're one phone call away. So in today's day and age, how would you, if you were to start again, what would you, or you can kind of predict, what would you have done differently, or how would you have, do you think it would have been the same route? Do you think maybe you would have done what you did, but maybe make online courses instead? Yeah. How do you think you would have built wealth if you were to restart in today's generation?
Yeah, I would have built wealth a lot quicker, that's for sure. And a lot easier, a lot more efficient, As I say, I had 150 staff at one point, but that's hard work, do you know what I mean? That's a lot of us. Not hard work as in grind, but hard work up here, do you know what I mean, mentally. I would definitely have been on social media, and then being able to master my ability to sell, to communicate value, to market to an audience, mastering my ability to present to an audience online, similar to what you're doing, things like YouTube and stuff like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? If I was focused on and had YouTube when I was 19, I'd be like, oh my goodness, this is great, right? And then you use those tools around you in order to really put yourself out there and start to leverage your success with whatever field you're doing, whatever your skill sets are. You can go online and talk about makeup, you can go online and talk about plumbing, whatever it is. But if you learn the core fundamental skills of how to communicate the value of a product, communicate the value of a service, then the world is your oyster, my friend.
No, most definitely. And that's what I feel as well, because again, with having such an audience and building it just I wouldn't say easily, but just by being myself and giving value for what they need. It's just cool, I've got this power now, I've got this asset which I can use to leverage in other ways. They say, what I say is, your social media profile is like your CV, your online CV. Yeah. So when people come into my page now, they now know, okay, you're about this, you're about that. So then more time it's them introducing themselves to me, and then the conversation starts from there. So again, social media, definitely one of the ways. And I feel like in today's day and age, you have 16-year-olds, millionaires of cryptos, NFTs, all sorts. Talking of cryptos, do you engage in any cryptos, or would you say that side of the investing spectrum is a little bit too volatile?
Yeah, it's not something that I engage in right now because I have thresholds to reach. I have financial thresholds to reach. I think one of the issues with a lot of people these days is that they try and do too many things at once, right? They're trying to invest in property, they're investing a little bit in crypto, they're investing a little bit in stocks, they're trying to build this business at the same time, and it's too much at the same time. My G, it's so for me, I have a threshold. I'm okay, cool, let me get to 10 properties and then I'm going to start investing in stocks. All right, cool. Let me get to liquid $1 million in stocks and then I'm going to start doing something else in crypto or whatever it is. You have to have thresholds.
Yeah,
you have to have thresholds. And once you hit your thresholds, then it's what's next?
Yeah, then you know what I mean? Yeah. So what would you say for you, in terms of your investments, would you say most of it is in property and then a next portion was then in stocks?
Yeah, absolutely. So you could say I built it the hard way, right? So I built up a big there's someone out there with 200 properties going, 12 properties, that's not big. Tiny, mate, tiny. Right? But I've built a property portfolio of 11 properties and so on. Bought 12, but sold one, so I've got 11 now. And that's kind of the difficult way out. And then I started learning everything I needed to know about stocks and shares and stuff like that. So then I was all right, cool. A lot of my wealth was tied up until I was about 31, 32. Then I was all right, cool, diversification. I've done the property stuff now. Now let's move into a different asset class, which is more liquid. And then once I get to a certain threshold in that, then it's the next asset class and start being able to look at things from a bird's eye view rather than sort of running around with the chickens all the time, looking. Oh, he's done this, he's done that. I don't know which way to turn. And then you're like a deer in the headlights and you can't make a clear decision.
No, most definitely. And I tell people, focus is on the best things, because a lot of people are trying to spread themselves out way too thin. But if you put all of your energy and focus into one little thing, you can take it to the next level. Take it to the next level, and then you can then look to diversify and grow other pots. So how I see it is your first income or your first investment or asset, it's like a plant, it's like a tree, you're growing it. once it's grown to a substantial amount where it sustains itself, you can then plant seeds in other industries.
Like when I started my new business, my first thing was like when I first started the money tracker, which is where people can start utilizing their money more effectively so that they can invest more powerfully. When I started that, my first goal was to hit £1,000 a month consistently for 3 months. And I said, I'm not starting anything else until I hit that goal, right? So that was the focus, did that, and then started to build up the money mastery program, then build up the investing masterclass, then but each one I had a threshold.
So looking on that threshold game, I tell people, you know, life is like a video game, you know, there's levels you have to reach. And what I tell them is that you staying in your job and repeating the same shifts, the same things over and over and over again, it's not leveling you up. If you also repeat the same level in the game over and over again, you get bored of it after the second or third try. In the game, it gets harder, so then you get more rewards out of it. It's the same with life. When you get out of your comfort zone and try new things like a business, or if you increase the weight at the gym, or if you even learn a new income skill, it levels you up, and then you're able to do bigger things and earn more money per hour. And then it just improves yourself as a person, your proficiency.
Absolutely. I think it was Myron Golden I was listening to the other day, and he said, people say they've got 40 years of experience driving a forklift truck, and he says that you don't have 40 years of experience, you've got 2 weeks of experience repeated over a 40-year time period.
That's hard. Bars, that's hard.
And I was like, absolute truth, right? And people are repeating the same patterns over and over again, expecting a different result.
It's very true, actually.
Definition of insanity.
Insanity.
You've got to do something completely different. You've got to go and take a course that you've never taken before. You've got to go and read a book that you've never got. Like, if you just shifted your mentality, right, and you had the power to take control of your mind and say, you know what, every time I think about picking up my phone, I'm going to pick up a book. I'm going to do that for 30 days. I'm going to do that for 90 days. I'm going to do that for 6 months. You do that, and your income's going to start dramatically increasing. It can't help not, because your knowledge is increasing, your skills are increasing, and then you're not going to be able to help starting to apply some of those skills and then apply them in the marketplace, and the marketplace is neutral. Right? The marketplace is neutral. It doesn't care who you are or where you come from. You've got the skills, you apply the skills, boom, you get the rewards.